there are plenty of national media outlets and analysts that are predicting
playoff.
Memphis to go to the playoff. And on the other hand, the University of Memphis basketball program will play no postseason outside of the conference tournament.
What's really insane to me, though, too, with just football in general, is how different. Like, the range of outcomes next year are insane.
That is absolutely true.
You know what I mean? Like, college football playoff, getting there, maybe beating Florida State along the way, doing that type of thing, winning conference. That is very much on the table. I think a lot of people would predict them to win conference next year in the AAC.
Yeah.
And that would be where Ryan's sitting there. He's like, okay, give me my money. Oh, by the way, what jobs are opening up? Maybe he'll get flirted with by those people. And then there's also the thought of, like, you crash down and you have 3 or 4 losses in conference and everybody's like, fire his ass. Like, the range of outcomes next year is it's going to be so fun to watch.
Yeah.
So interesting to watch, I should say.
No, I have a question for you about this. Christian and I were talking about this earlier on the phone. Gabe, and as a player, like as a person who covers the team, the fans, like last year was an interesting year, and I think all of us here at BCM were like, man, there just doesn't seem to be a whole lot of buzz about the football program coming off of 2 7-6 seasons in a row. You know that, but then also at the same time, like the whole conference realignment talk with Memphis being left out, you missed on that. There just didn't seem to be a whole lot of excitement. As somebody who covers this team, as somebody who talks to a lot of fans, the excitement level that I feel about this season, is it like legitimately because the Tigers have a chance, small, albeit a small one, to play for the entire
bigger than
thing.
Small. It's bigger than small.
Well, he's saying to play for a chance. This is the only time in the history of University of Memphis football where there's even a smidgen of a chance that they could play for a national championship.
I think there's that, and I think it's the fact that this roster just looks good.
They do.
And they've retained it better, and everybody else in the conference is SMU's gone. New coach at Tulane. You know, like it's
UTSA
no Frank Harris.
Yeah.
You just said South Florida may be good, but they were 7-6 last year.
Right,
they're going to be better this year.
Yeah, they're going to be good. They're a dark horse to me. They're when I look at that schedule, they're like the scariest team for me on the road.
Yeah,
like
outside
earlier
of Florida
first
State,
half of the
right?
season.
In conference.
Yes, Kenny, outside of Florida State, for God's sake.
Just wanted to
but
clarify.
honestly, that Florida State game's not that scary because it's almost a free shot. It's like a free shot
It's
on the road. No one expects you to win.
No, go out there and play.
Go make it happen. But that one will be the scary one. But like when you just look around this conference, it's like, who else are you going to pick to win?
Right.
Go ahead. Try. Pick somebody else.
Agree.
As a player, do you think the players are more excited this year because of the potential to play for national championship? Do you think that figures into it at all?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think guys know about it. I was over at that facility last week talking to them. They had a networking night up there, which they do a great job off the field. I know I sound corny when I say that, but I brought this up on my show as well. Like everybody talks about graduation rates. That's not even what I would talk about. They have great graduation rates and they have a great team GPA. But beyond that, like the stuff they do with community outreach through Lauren Hillman and the stuff they do in trying to get their guys in front of professionals in the city so they can have jobs after, like that's something that's never been done here. Right. I find that impressive. But I was over there. Yeah, they're fired up, man. But I think what the staff is trying to pound into their head is don't buy into it. Don't get ahead of yourself.
Right.
Like we know, like even I was talking to Ryan on the show and a little bit off air as well. Like think about the North Texas game, for example, like how hard that was.
Yeah.
And there could be games like that consistently this year. So like, just don't get ahead of yourself. Know what's on the table, but don't overstress yourself at this particular moment.
Yeah.
But I think they know that they're the hunted. They're the hunted at this point going into next year.
Yeah, I agree.